off onto their last pick here for first drafting phase. Now, with the stage set and the hero set midnight, for TNC Pro Team, they kind of got the gist of what Onic Philippines is trying to do by getting the Selena for Super Friends and even the Kalea. But looking at the index now, it's more of a late game spike here for TNC Pro Team.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's as we've mentioned earlier, Onic, they do have mid-game. They have the capacity to snowball, but if they don't get King Kong enough, if they don't give King Kong enough farm and space, they're just gonna naturally lose to this lineup of TNC.
Let's see, because it's going to be a do-or-die match for our second match of the day. Only one can survive. Let's head on over to the Land of Dawn to get to know more on today's game. Casters, it's your time.
And it's time for a lower bracket bout between TNC Pro Team and Onic Philippines. Last night, TNC came so close to locking in for that upper bracket bout. At the same time, last night, Onic got hard swept.
This time, though, it's elimination that's on the line for Onic and TNC. And that's what they're fighting for, to get into the top 3 and to stay in this tournament. And possibly even redemption, especially if you're talking about Onic Philippines.
Looking at the lineup that TNC brought in, we've known them to have this very specific brand of MLBB. Post-Project Next, they have played so much fighter gold lane. Medicurity, the Storm, we know that he does this often, but here he's rocking an X-Borg. Yesterday, we saw Kellera hovering over an X-Borg, but in a post-match interview, he confirmed that it was always going to be a Moscow.
Yeah, that's something Onic hasn't fully committed to trying again, because it's not like they didn't try using fighter gold lanes at all. In the regular season, we did see them try explore, but
this was the first one.
This was the first one, and then we saw another hero, I believe it was along the lines of a Ruby, but it wasn't as successful of a campaign from Onic. But maybe after what happened against Team Liquid, they've realized a few things that maybe they have to find a way to make it work.
Yep, this first game will definitely set the tone for what has elapsed and what transpired in the Onic boot camp to try and reset after yesterday's tragedy. Again, a sweeping loss against the Cavalry. This is their recovery. It starts now. Turtle about to spawn in the lower quarter of the map. Chakno gets knocked up here. TNC members are very low. I'm not so sure how they're going to be positioning themselves for this first tournament.
I'm surprised he's not actually trying to reset prior the objective. This is expanding rivers either way, but Chakno's still staying here. And now they're not able to do anything.
Nothing, Bree, nothing. 10 seconds after it spawned, again, same question, like, what was the play? Usually when teams concede a turtle, there's always something else that they're looking at. Here, TNC seem to be going at half speed.
Yep, and it's not what I'd expect for a team who's always been so committed to fighter lineups and have shown us such brawling games the previous day. This feels like TNC when they entered Game 5 last night. It's a much more careful, conservative approach to playing the game when in fact, this is not what worked for them at all.
Yep, they've always been more successful in their element when they're constantly fighting. With a lineup like this, I don't exactly see how they can pull off a Phoenix Flash.
Yeah.
That's the random fights that come out of nowhere that end up in a beneficial trade or totally free kills for TNC. That is their MO. That's what's been successful for them in the playoffs.
And at least for Onic, I'm liking how good they're holding the mid lane. And now speaking of mid lane, Chakno might actually fall here. He's trying to sustain everything, and he will with the revitalized Super Frizz. Fortunately had the flicker. Oh, but that's the Tsunami Slap from Brusco. Still not able to pick up a kill though, even if Kellera, or even though Kellera did join the fight.
You see that? Both teams had their own fair share of doubts. Ult's thrown over here. Revitalize is popped over there. Flickers even from Super Frizz.
That's a lot.
Yet no one fell.
I'm even surprised that Chakno still lives. Because those are 3 members of Onic who poured out so much of their skills in an attempt to take him down. Maybe not the Tsunami Slam, but it's not like they needed it. for that kill, supposedly, towards Chaknu.
That's veteran Wiles, the wisdom that comes with playing for so many years in the MPL. He debuted in Season 4. He's been playing since 2019. That's 6 years that Chaknu has been doing this for a living, and he knows that Atagatot Kachati would not die. Benny Cutie gets his Pyraga armor pop.
Yep, and that's 9 playoffs appearances too. But then Lancey going in, Super Prince has nowhere to run to. First blood for Lancey on this Lunox once more, but the Tsunami Slam gets committed onto the right target. Saida's nowhere to be found. And there's another kill that goes into the hands of King Kong.
Oh my God, Kirk going from target to target. Kelra dealing damage as well. All enough time for King Kong to take the turtle.
That was such a quick decision from Onic Philippines. Even though the fight was still on, King Kong did not decide to join at all.
No.
He just had to focus on his priorities, and being a Yisun Shin, this is such a great start.
And that puts them almost 2,000 gold ahead. 5 minutes in, 2 turtles in the back pocket. This is the Onic we've been looking for. Benny again gets his Pyraga armor popped. A trap triggered. It's not a good game to be an X-Borg.
It's not a Farsa mid lane you're seeing in Super Prince, but the way he keeps bursting the Pyraga armor essentially feels the same. The rotations towards the top lane have been so frequent, and this is the first time we're seeing Benny on the X-Borg, but we're not able to see much from him just yet.
Nope, we've always seen him get his Pyraga armor pop. No last insanities that actually mean anything. So TNC have to find a way to recover elsewhere. And it looks like the EXP lane ain't gonna be it. Folks, in case you've just joined us recently and are not aware of how things work, there are gold lane fighters now. So this is not a mistake. You're seeing an Arlen versus a Lapu-Lapu in the EXP lane and a CC and an X-Borg in the gold lane.
Do not be confused about which is the EXP lane, because it's still the Arlot Lapu. It's just that we're currently at a point where even the gold lane mostly revolves around fighters now.
Yep.
And maybe it's also because of, oh, hold on.
Tsunami Slam!
Now that's an XP lane pickoff. We were just talking about it, and 3-Mar gets taken down.
Boris James Paro has had it. Since yesterday, he's been struggling to get his team to a good position, and now he said he'll just put it into his own hands, literally, serving up kills. 3-2 now, still keeping that 2,000 gold lead, and King Kong farming. I think he's had it with this question of, so really, who's the king of the jungle? It's him!
Individually,
He knows it's him!
right, it's like individually they woke up. Brusco now deciding to pick the Kalea. Oh, he is a bit more decisive in terms of the pickoffs. Hold on though, there's the Pyraga armor, he's intact. The last insanity we finally see it. Saida actually gets the objective this time. Will Lancey survive though? He gets to walk away. The flicker knock up from Brusco. Lancey does not survive, and that's the last insanity just to escape. Kirk making things work as well. But so far, it's just TNC who lose a member.
Oh my God!
And it's no longer just one.
The Monster Mage shows up! A flicker and a kill on a Betty!
Okay, I know we mentioned things about waking
Kirk!
up. Now even Prince does, but Kirk gets taken by Zaida. So that's at least one trade TNC got. But in the past few team fights we saw, King Kong, Brusco, Prince, they've all had their individual highlights already. This was what was lacking from them yesterday.
That's right. And now TNC are looking for a way to get into a dominant position. They need to get some offense in there. And Kelra pops that curtain call, throws it between Lancey and 3-Mar, almost takes down Lancey. Oh, he's gonna get punished hard.
Zaida. He finds him there. Could have been really close for Lancey though. They're not letting Lancey serve as a secondary core in this situation.
Nope.
It's like they know that's what Lancey's supposed to do. So maybe that's also why they put so much emphasis towards the mid lane.
A lot of fans online, armchair analysts, and everyone who has an opinion thinks Lancey needs to step his game up, and Onic are pressing hard on that. They're applying pressure on TNC's mid laner, their team captain. And I'll tell you now, I get it. This is the right thing to do. If Lancey gets into position where his damage is real,
Yeah.
and he can start acting as a threat magnet as well to Selena, so that, oh my god, go back!
There's another setup from Brusco. He's mad. I could feel it.
Yep.
Now
Again,
there's a Mountain Shocker too.
it's a combo wombo. You're gonna get hit by one of these things, these arrows, those tsunami slams.
Everything.
Even Kirk is a real threat to Lancey.
We don't even get to see the final slashes yet. It's like everyone else is able to look for openings even without Kirk starting things up. Brusco doesn't have the Tsunami Slam, but that's already enough to take out the Braga Armor. There goes Kirk. He finds a 3-man setup, and every single member of Onic just decides to go in. Very Cutie keeping himself safe under the turret, but another knock-up, denying sight of his attempts, and the double for Keller on the CC.
You know someone else who's had it with these haters, these naysayers?
Who?
That's Kirk. Kirk has had a rough season 16, and on this Arlon, he is earning all of the trust that was once there from the online community. Lord for Onic, now they're up 4K.
Wow, that's even a rose gold meteor pickup by Kirk. I could feel how aggressive he wants to play this Arlot. And even just now, that was a really aggressive one. He was already under the turret, and I'm surprised he still survived.
And he's third in farm. Super Frizz ain't even that close. Super Frizz is like 1,000 gold away, so you understand why Kirk is farming this way, why Kirk is building up this item kit that allows for him to do just that. Again, an Oracle, that casual Fury Hammer. Even 3 more can think twice with how the economy is going for the Phoenix Army.
Yeah, we can't see 3mar confidently jumping in with the bravest fighter at all.
Oh.
And maybe at this point, Onic might even consider him as a target, as a viable target for whatever setups they want to go for, just because of how much damage they could already throw out. But what they'll be prioritizing for now are the turrets.
That's right. In a fighter gold versus fighter gold type of lineup and matchup, the map is your #1 enemy because you don't have a marksman, pushing isn't as easy. Lancey catches an arrow, does not pull the trigger just yet. No Purify, no Brilliance. And look at the 3 damage that Onic has laid down on him. Oh no!
Oh, you just said it. You cannot feel at ease when you're against this lineup of Onic.
It was this close to a fight actually breaking out. Super Frizz's consistency on the Abyssal Arrow is out of this world. 42% over 11.5 minutes of competition.
Yep.
This guy's been... I don't think Frizz slept last night. I think he just practiced Selena.
All these skill shots are landing on every single member of TNC. And again, if maybe Chaknu did still have his AOG there, they might have considered fighting back, but it was a no, so they couldn't afford to risk anything. Not when Onic was that close to their base turrets, to potentially doing a siege that they'll forever regret. And look at how close supposedly things are, but not until you look at the map.
Yep, no, big picture. It's more than just this 2,000 gold gap between King Kong and Zyda. And it's not like Zyda looks like a chump, all right? Zyda somehow finds a way to always get what's left on the map. And it makes sense because he is technically the funnel. It's not an easy shit lineup, yes, but he's doing the same thing. Farm into me. Let me get the burst damage I need so that some way, somehow, Chaknu's set up their bait plays with 3mar will make sense. If anything, I feel bad for Benny. It's Benny who can't catch a break.
And imagine this guy, just yesterday, was using heroes like the Cho. So he could do and find openings all by himself. He could even try and go for pickoffs all by himself. But now it's different. He's an export. And since they're playing from behind, they might need him a bit more for defense. But is that really the way Benny wants to play?
The truth is much closer to a high-tech Pinata. That's exactly what he is. Onic's gonna throw stuff at him, he's gonna break, and then he throws more stuff at him again. And it's rare that he finds them with his Firaga armor intact, is what I'm trying to say. 7,000 now, as Onic secures their second Lord. Item game is looking so much worse. TNC are getting depraved, even these small camps. You see here, Super Friends and Brusco are checking this purple. I think they understand that Zyda needs the purple more than the orange.
It's another situation of choking out resources from an assassin jungler. And arguably, maybe that's why we're seeing a lot more less joys come into play, because again, the joy feels as if it needs a bit more time, it needs more farm.
Yep.
And now Onic know exactly how to prevent Zyda from getting to that point where he could just fight head on. Oh my goodness, the brilliance was already used.
And it was quite a point-blank arrow. It's just, you can never tell when Super Prince decides to flicker in and jump you. Approaching a 9,000 gold lead Onic has, and it's miserable. The purple does finally spawn, but King Kong's gonna take it away like their lunch money. Joy is in this category of junglers like Hayabusa, like that needed. Final slash on 3!
Now they're looking for action. Zyda trying to go from behind, but the Tsunami Slap was ready to deny him of another trade. They actually get to take down 3mar with that setup by Kirk.
And that's 3mar, that's a Lapu Lapu. Mind you, did not have the time to get the damage reduction, did not have time to get some spell vamp, and that's a last insanity!
Oh my goodness, because of the brilliance, the arrow landed on Benny. And now Jackno's next. Zyda trying his best just to clear the ways, but it doesn't stop Onic from clearing every single base turret left.
Mount Shocker by King Kong, threatening a TNC. There's a Tsunami Slam!
That's a fleeting time, Kalea. And Onic will not prolong this game any longer. A 15-minute game that goes over to Onic.
The Super Fam are back